Welcome to Johannesburg, and you might see that I'm on board an ERJ, Embraer, if you recognize. However, something is weird about this one. There's a table and chairs here, and the overhead bins have been taken out, and there's air conditioning ducts below me. What's happening, you might ask? Well, we are at the Airlink training facility, just at the edge of OR Tambo Airport. This particular ERJ is a trainer aircraft, and it's a real one that they decommissioned, and they've taken out some things, but a lot of the things still work. It has no wings, has no real flight deck, but it's made to look like the real thing so cabin crew can train on this thing. Today we're going to be taking a look all around this facility where they're training their cabin crew, where they're training their pilots, and even more of the people that make up the whole of the Airlink operation. Across the network, it's busy times, they're growing, they need a lot more people, they're getting E2s, everything is happening, so this is a really key part of the operation. We're going to take a look around it today. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm Nikki DeVet. I am the training facility manager for Airlink. We do training for our flight deck. We do current and initial training, as well as for our cabin crew. We do initials. We generally have a new group of cabin crew that come in monthly. And then obviously the pilots do their training here as well. They do theory, they do practicals. We've got outside practical station. We do engineering classes. Obviously with the E2 coming through now, we've got a lot of engineers here doing E2 conversions and that sort of thing. We also do ground, we do all the ground training, so ground initials, ground recurrence, and cleaning services. It's generally very, very busy. I mean, going into next year, especially with the new cabin crew coming through and quite a lot of new pilots, we are very, very busy. Yeah, hence the fact that we're trying to find more classrooms. On the right-hand side, there's two classrooms. They're both 18-seaters. As you can see, we've obviously got pilots in there at the moment.
Are the pilots that are in classrooms here, typically they've already got the type rating and it's sort of more recurrent training, things like that you're talking about? Yeah.
Like these guys we've just come past. So, well, in actual fact, the classroom here, they're doing the E2 conversions. Yeah, so that's a couple of our captains that are going to be going off of the 190 to the E2. I wanted to show you one of our boardrooms. This is one of our biggest boardrooms. It is an old office from the previous building. So from here you're going to see this is some of our cabin training. They're doing some training at the training center. They're just here for the day. So generally I try and keep cabin here. And then, so this is their theory. And then from there, they come into the practical station in here. So as you can see, there's obviously the two door trainers. So they'll do the door training in here. You can see on the table is all their sort of firefighting, ditching, that sort of thing. So we do all our practical training here except for ditching. So there's a pool just down the road in the area, so that's where we go to do ditching. This is all practical stuff. So you're seeing all your fire bottles, first aid kits, that sort of thing from the various different airplanes. They are obviously all unserviceable, they're not working, so they just use them for practice, yeah. So that's where they do sort of the overhead bins, they take the windows out, they have to do it from a practical point of view. You can see the overhead bin doesn't open. For the most part, the door comes out, they do all their training there. One of the E-jets, so this door, it's all operational, they have to switch it on. It's got the fully functional sort of door trainer. Cabin initials run for between 16 and 18 weeks from day one. They come in, they know almost nothing about. Okay, so obviously this is their practical where they do the door trainers, they learn how to, the firefighting, that sort of thing. And then from there, they're coming out here. So obviously this is the slide jump, so we've got a practical station here. They obviously learn how to use the slide, how to disembark in an emergency. And then we've got the little firefighting facility there where it's inside, it looks exactly like an airplane.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, so they do firefighting in there. And then this is DFA. Pretty much, obviously engineering have taken out all the parts and the engines and the whatever. So we've cut off its wings. Inside is the cabin itself, the chairs, all that sort of thing. The galley is all there. So they do all their practical training here. If CIA want to do an oversight or something, this is what we use. So that's a little firefighting station. You can see it's set up to be, like an airplane, obviously overhead bins. They make little fires in the seats or in the overhead bin, in the galley. In the front is supposed to be where the flight deck is, and there's also a bathroom. The practical sort of thing is about a 5-day sort of thing for firefighting, for, that kind of thing. And then the actual practical is about a day and a half. The aircraft that's in the fountain in the front, that tail, we use the cockpit of that one for our simulator.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so this is the practical station. As you can see, it is exactly as it would be in an airplane. So this is where they do smoke in the cabin, fires in the cabin, you know, their calls. The flight deck looks like a flight deck, but it's all sort of plastic. It's all just reinvented, as so to speak. But things in the galley work, you know, the little telephone intercom systems, those work. So they can practice all that sort of stuff. You can see that little gap in the middle. So there's a desk there. So if there's CIA or instructors or they're having to do their practical exams, that's where they do it.
The examiners.
Yeah, the examiners will sit there, or CIA. As we walk past, you'll see they've all got a name on them. So that is a sunbird's name. They're all named after one or other of the sunbirds.
Oh, hello. So as you may already know about Airlink, the bird on the tail is called a sunbird. And they were telling me that every single one of these rooms here has a name on it. Each one is the name of a subspecies. There's hundreds of subspecies of sunbirds across Africa, Southern Africa. And each one is the name of one of those, which I think is really cool. For example.
So this is where we do AVMED here. So AVMED for a cabin initial is a 5-day course. Pilots do recurrent, ground do recurrent, cabin do recurrence. And then they do all their like broken arm or this or that, or, you know, even down to birth, you know, having a baby on board. This is one of our bigger classrooms. We use this for CRM, so pilots and flight attendants. It's generally a mix. They're here for 3 days, and this is what we generally use it for, is CRM. It used to be schoolroom style, but now with the new CRM course, it's probably been about a year and a half now. And they need that open area is just helpful for them with the course that they do and that sort of thing.
So is that something you would do for those who are incoming to Airlink?
Absolutely.
Or, yeah.
Pilots as well, cabin in, they actually do recurrence as well. We've just got to, look, the initial course is a 3-day, and then they've got a recurrent, which is a 1-day. We're going to hopefully get the livery changed in December. I'm sure you can appreciate that having it changed. Yeah, I've gotten quotes. We just have to confirm a picture between de Villiers and marketing and whatever. So we'll change that when the training facilities are a little less busy. Yeah. Okay, so where we are now, this is the E-Jet simulator. It mirrors exactly on the other side. That would be the ERJ. And so this is a little pause area. Every session is a 4-hour session. So generally they go in for 2 hours, then they come out, they have a coffee, bathroom break, whatever, and then they're back in. So at the moment the sim is running from 5 till 2 the next morning. 5 in the morning till like 11, 12, 2 the next morning.
Wow.
Depending, yeah, they're both very busy. So this is the E-Jet simulator. So they come here, obviously pretending buttons and whatever, and then it's obviously cheaper than a simulator.
Yes.
So they get it right there, and then they obviously do their last sort of simulators there. Okay, so this is the E2 FTD, flight training device. Yeah, it's just coming now. Yeah.
So this is touchscreen, presumably.
Yes.
They can
Yeah.
interact with what
Correct.
would be in the...
Absolutely. So it's ultimately
panels.
what they're going to be having in the aircraft when on a flight. Okay, so like I said, it's mirrored on the other side. So this is the ERJ simulator, also very, very busy at the moment. Again, just another pause area, briefing and debriefing rooms. Here you can see, obviously, we've got up until now, we've had a lot more ERJ crews. So this is where we do they call it a paper tiger. So this is where they do their training first, moving towards a practical sort of side of things. And then from there, they go into the simulator. The interesting part of it is that the ERJ, this is the brains for it. The E-Jet on the other side, it's that as well as another one downstairs, so it's almost double. So obviously, as years and things have just got better, it's and smaller. Yeah, electronics have changed. Yeah, so this is where the brains are, so to speak.
If I can just draw roughly here for you. So PFD. So you're familiar with your artificial horizon, you've got some basic flight training with you. So it's referred to as a little bird. You're going to see it being a little green stocky like that. And the game, like a little video game now, flying this machine. Put the bird on the horizon, it will remain there. This is not depicting your flight attitude, which is depicted with a little box. So for you initially starting, don't worry about the attitude flying just for today. Initially, let's just focus on the bird. So in other words, if you want to maintain level, put the green bird on the horizon.
Okay.
If you want to commence a 3-degree descent, it becomes quite simple. We put the little bird with the little tail just touching that line, and that's going to give you a 3-degree descent on the profile here. So for your approaches, we'll set you up roughly around 12 miles, and you can set up a 3-degree D, might give you what is known as FPR. Give you some guidance to follow that as well.
Always so fun to go into the sim, and today we're going to do a takeoff and landing at St. Helena. A couple of landings even. They said they're going to give me some bad winds to try, maybe even some wind shear. Really cool, really such a privilege to get to do this sort of thing, and especially in such a special scenario.
I'm Dean Nicholas. I'm the fleet captain of the E-Jet fleet by Airlink.
Nice.
So just to show you where he's getting the data from. So the aircraft that we're simulating today is call sign Zulu Sierra Yankee Alpha Hotel. It's Embraer 190. So 190. So the details for today, FHSH, so Jamestown, runway 19, or effectively on the sim it's runway 20, just because of the older load. Running dry conditions for today, winds that you're going to be attempting a little later on in the session is the winds of 140 at 30 knots, a temperature standard of 20 degrees and a QNH 1013. These are all the different thrust modes and applicable settings that we can elect to choose for the departure of the selected runway. So looking for the optimum, whether it's being fuel or performance efficiency. The weight that we've elected for today is 40 tons, and the CFG percentage that we're sitting on is 19 degrees. And then this program automatically spits out for us all the different modes and applicable speeds that we'll be flying with today. So today you can see the thrust mode is a takeoff 2. There's what Dean would have got from there, with an N1 target of 85.1, and the flaps that we're using is 1 degree and a sub trim of 1.5. So once Dean's got it set up, we can just go and cross-reference there as needed. And the speeds that we'll be doing today, a V1 of 126 knot, rotate of 134, so I mean just a rough rule of thumb if you're not too sure of that, but you can almost double, it's almost 250 k's per hour we'll be rotating, and then you'll be targeting a VFS of 186. So just to build a little bit of your situational awareness for where we are here now, so just a taxiway chart, you position here just on the runway threshold, and what we'll be opting to do here will just be a left-hand turn out for the circuit, and then we'll go do the upper airwork over the ocean.
Okay.
For us. Right. Should we get you familiar with the cockpit?
Yeah.
And where the buttons and what's going on. So, as I said, the FMCs, we don't need to worry too much for you today about that.
Yeah.
Dean's going to manage all those for you. So we'll just start with the basic flight controls.
Yep.
Yoke in front of you, riding the bull.
Yeah.
Hands nice and relaxed, just like flying any other aircraft. Try throughout today, keep those hands nice and relaxed. If you feel your hands are clenching, it's because the aircraft is not in correct trim. So the trim unit, if you look with your right thumb, there it is there. So just pushing both up, both. Give it a go, and you can just have a toggle, and you can see the trim indication on yourself here. So it's quite direct.
Yeah.
What I suggest you do is don't hold it longer than sort of 10 seconds. So just give little blips as what you're needing to feel that force control.
Okay.
All right. If you'd like, you can give it just a feel left and right. So sometimes it's known to feel a little bit heavy in the roll. So you've got to sort of work those forearm muscles, and then pitch as well. You can pitch up and down, get a nice little feel for that. All right, feet nicely resting on the pedals. Are they comfortable for you there?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and height, Dean gave you the nice gauge.
Yeah.
My advice to everyone, when you first learn to fly a new machine, sit higher and closer.
Yeah.
And as you get more and more comfortable, bring yourself down and back. Thrust levers just on the side.
Yeah.
There we go. Give it a push forward. It shouldn't be going anywhere. It's just going to moan at you now. So you can feel. So do you see on the N1, there's a little chevron, the little arrow.
Yeah.
That's sort of the targeting torque, but the aircraft is equipped.
This one here.
There we go. There, yeah. So you can see at the moment it's set to a flex takeoff 2, and that's what it'll be targeting there for you. You bring her back, got a nice feel.
Yeah.
Left hand side, speed brake.
Yep.
can have a feel and play with that as well. So when implementing the speed brake, it's nice, slow. There we go. In flight, it will display to you within the ICAS screen.
Yeah.
Over there, it will display once deployed. All right, then we have our flap indication. So here we're sitting on flap 2.
Yeah.
So to select the flaps, if you feel just underneath, there's a little toggle switch. So you can try and lift it up to 3 or 2. There we go. And what's interesting on the E-Jet, you can see here we've got a selection of a flap 4 and a flap 5.
Yeah.
Now those give the exact same slat flap configuration whether you select 4 or 5.
Okay.
The difference being 4 is for takeoffs,
Yeah.
whereas a 5 is being used for landing. So majority of the time here at Airlink, the aircraft will be landing flap 5.
Yeah.
However, today where you'll be here now will be a flap full landing for St. Helena, and the same with Skakuza.
Okay.
We'll be going to land. You'll see the crew will be doing a flap full.
All right.
So what we'll see once we get past that 200 foot, you're going to see those crosshairs on the PFD, that
Yeah.
magenta, are going to disappear, and you're going to get that green bug that we spoke about, the little bird
Okay.
that we can fly from there. And then the MFD, basic map layout with a vertical display as well for yourself.
Okay.
The aircraft is equipped with a full CCD, so you can try that one if you want to. Fingers. So the best way to operate this is leave your finger on the edges.
Yeah.
And you can see the little mouse bounce around there for you.
Oh yeah.
There we go. So crew can now, if you want to, you can go select all the way up to systems. So one click on the systems, and you can now select to see what flight systems you would like to view of the aircraft.
Okay.
Flight controls, you can cycle through, have a nice little look through if you want to. Nice new modern generation equipment, much easier. So much information available to the crew. I think D, you did configure for him maps.
Yes.
Yeah, so you can just go all the way across, and if you wish to the map mode.
So when I'm trying to go across, I need to keep the finger
So now your
Scroll
finger
along the
up here. Yeah. That takes some getting used to. Really.
There we go.
All right. Very good.
And then you have a scrolling device from here, so you can see your map. It's at ring of 5,
Yeah.
and now you can cycle your range view,
Okay.
what you would like to see.
And if you just go to map and scroll down and select vertical profile. Now you have
Yeah.
vertical
Nice.
profile.
Let's have a quick look here. Wind is off. You are set. We take that
No
off.
takeoff. Brake.
So you'll notice with the pedals when you steer and after takeoff, there's a slight delay on the pedals because the pedals are fly by wire.
Okay.
So make a small input and just wait to see if it does respond.
Yeah.
All right, so Link Trainer 1, clear takeoff. Runway 19.
All right. And
Takeoff.
you're handling
Okay.
thrust, yeah?
Yes.
All right, so we can see the thrust is rolling up. It stabilizes.
The throttle's taking control. One. Rotate.
Rotate.
Keep pulling, keep pulling.
Climb gear, stay up.
About 15 degree attitude, you said?
Yeah, just up to the
Following
pink
the.
bar.
Yeah. All right.
So if you can see by the speed, do you see the little F?
I
So
don't.
now, there we go. So once the aircraft has accelerated to that F bug,
Yeah.
we can now start retracting the flap. So your
Okay.
job now, the little green bug,
I need to stay in the green bug, yes.
that's it. Lower your green bug to follow the flight director, which is now the magenta little bat.
Yeah, one bug in magenta.
That's it.
Yeah, okay.
So there we go. So you can see we've gone past F bug, and flaps will now be retracted.
Okay.
So what we can do to disengage the auto thrust function, you can take your left hand onto the thrust levers, and using your thumb, that's it, click it once and twice. There you go.
Okay.
So now it has disengaged. So we are now in control of the thrust levers. So you can reduce the thrust levers to idle,
All right. Reducing the idle.
just until you feel the gate,
Yep.
and maintain the altitude, and you'll see the speed will begin to bleed now for us.
Okay.
So what we'll now notice is your deck angle depicted by the black bars.
Yeah.
You're going to have to slowly but surely increase that deck angle, that angle of attack,
Yeah.
by maintaining that the green bug on the horizon
Yeah.
to maintain level. So what's coming up onto your screen now, you can notice the green dot on the PFD.
Yeah.
So it's close to FS. So it's a multifunctional tool, the green dot to the pilots. And one of them is your lowest drag, so the speed that we're going to fly for the least drag. So what happens now, as the aircraft reduces below that green dot,
Yeah.
exponentially we're going to be experiencing more drag on the aircraft. So you notice where we're getting close to about 8 degrees nose up.
Yeah.
Now you can see the green, what is known as the PLRs, alerting the crew that we're in a situation. On the left hand side we can see the low speed awareness tape.
Yeah.
It's the amber beginning to approach. So we're going to go to a full stall. So just keep raising the nose, keep raising the nose, keep raising the nose. Now that's going to peel our amber. There's the stall. So to recover, full thrust. So just a little hold there. Okay.
Wow. That was very mild.
Very benign. So what we have on this aircraft as well is the flight control modes. If you can look in the middle center there.
Yeah.
So there's the elevator function. So you can try if you want to. What we can do is, that was a very benign level stall.
Yeah.
So what I suggest we do now is I'll disconnect that.
Throttle.
And I'm going to disconnect the protection that the aircraft is giving to us on the elevators.
Okay.
So what you're going to do now, everyone's strapped in, we're safe. Pull the nose up. Keep
All
pulling.
right. All the way.
Pull, 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 keep pulling, 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 keep pulling. Hold it there. There's a stall, so recover as you would.
All right. Thrust up.
Yeah. And just lower that nose now. So that was a stall now with zero protection available from the computers and the modes that are there to protect the crew. Let's engage it back again. I just need to reset it here. That should be back. Modes are back, so I'll reduce the thrust for you there again. And you're going to see it's now, the aircraft now is going to try limit the elevator input for yourself there. So when you're ready, do the same input as what you had earlier.
The nose up.
Hey, firm, good.
All right.
Now add the thrust. You can feel, you're going to see it's now going to guard and protect you.
So unlike the Airbus will actually prevent you from going to the stall in the first place.
Right, yeah.
The fly-by-wire on the E1s, it tries to prevent it, but it won't override the pilot's input, so you can still force it into the stall.
All right, so what we're going to look at now is a TCAS event.
Okay.
Traffic.
Am I still
Traffic.
following the magenta there?
Climb.
So now you're going to put that little box, your bird, into the green box.
Okay.
There it is in front of you.
Adjust vertical speed. Adjust.
See the aircraft now passing just below.
Yeah,
Now everybody's on flight radar trying to see that.
yeah. Was it an A380?
That was
Clear of
Lufthansa.
conflict.
Cool.
Okay, so is everything auto throttle in, that's engaged. So what we're going to do now is just simulate a little bit of wake turbulence to the right. So you're going to hear quite a knock noise from the sim.
All right.
So just maintain where you now 11,000. So let me know once you trim steady and comfortable at 10,000 foot.
Okay.
So that aircraft that we just passed in the TCAS, we're now going to simulate that it's giving you some wake turbulence.
Okay.
And you'll have to recover.
Bank angle.
Whoa.
Bank angle. Altitude. Throttle. Throttle. Throttle.
All right, so you can see that autopilot, auto thrust is now engaged, and it's in the mode of LNAV and Alt magenta. And the magenta just meaning that it's now taking its data from the actual FMS.
So how would you rate my handling? Honest rating.
Dean might sign you off. Which approach did you look from the top?
The RNF, localizer, DME.
19, cool. Right, so just again a little bit of situational awareness then for yourself. So we're just off 60 nautical miles from the field, routing position Utapa for the RNP localizer DME runway 19 in Sentinel. So you can see what has been set on your MFD is a barra of 1540, so that's the minimum as per the applicable plate. And then your missed approach altitude is climb and maintain up to 2,900. So we'll just let the automation fly the initial arrival and approach for you, and then just on the final approach we'll let you take over and try the flare land.
Okay.
For the touch and go, it's going to be tight. All right, so we're going to get flap to 4.
Yeah.
Your hands will be on the TLAs.
Yeah.
Just set it all the way to toga and Dean will take over from there for you. And then listen to one of what's calling rotate. Just like you did on your initial rotation, rotate it up and then another left hand out again.
Okay. So as soon as we touch,
Dean will do flap.
Dean will do
4.
flap.
You just
I'm
go
pushing.
TLO.
Okay.
And just listening for one of our rotations.
All right. Do you ever get it where it's just wind calm, all great? No. Yeah.
Happens. Yeah. There's the turbulence of the wind shear is more dependent on the angle of the wind than the strength of the wind. Sometimes the wind's not very strong, but the turbulence is still quite severe. It just depends on what angle it's hitting the edge of the island.
Landing gear.
Wow.
Landing gear.
There's
Landing
an offset.
gear. Landing gear.
Landing gear.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
We'll be down shortly, and then I'm going to take the autopilot out for you.
Okay.
Autopilot.
So we're a little bit low.
Autopilot.
Okay.
Autopilot. 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 Autopilot.
Approaching minimums.
Okay, so raise that nose just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Raise it. There we go.
Am I trying to keep it with the magenta there, or not? No.
Yep. We are in
Okay.
path mode, so you can keep on the magenta, but try transition out and just look at the threshold.
Yeah, so
Okay.
try and line yourself up manually, and then we want 2 reds and 2 whites on either side. So
right.
we're a little bit high at the moment.
A little bit high.
So remember what we're going to look for as you get to the flare. Hand on the
Okay,
thrust
there we go.
levers.
Push up a little bit just to maintain those 2 reds.
1,500. 200. Terrain.
A little bit left.
Little
50. 40.
raise the nose up,
Raise
raise
the
the nose,
nose.
raise,
10.
4 fingers, hold. There it is. TLA's full.
Full thrust.
TLA's full.
Thrust.
Here we go again. And rotate.
Rotate.
Yep.
Probably going to be easier. We can do the full circuit, I
Throttle.
suppose. No problem
Throttle.
there.
Okay.
Throttle. Throttle.
All right, so not bad. So you can see just a little bit of a high rate of descent on that first approach.
Yeah.
We're just getting your pictures and you're getting your bearings. So
Yeah.
this next one now, keep that hand on the thrust levers as you would on cruise. Feel the auto throttle doing its job, and when you hear 30,
Yeah.
you can close the thrust lever for yourself.
Okay.
Altitude.
You're ready to be released.
Ready.
There's our flaps. 3 and gear can go down. Thank you. Released. So you see the parpies all white for you, meaning a little high.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one here, what I'm going to do for you is we're going to simulate a little bit of wind shear now.
Nice.
We're then going to do an escape maneuver with the wind shear. So Dean, if you're happy just to call and configure as it happens. Okay, this is only going to be at an 80% intensity. So for your wind shear escape maneuver, when we call wind shear, and it will call wind shear for you as well, again, green bird following the flight director.
Okay.
That's all you need to do.
And
And
thrust.
advance the thrust, yeah. So disconnect your autopilot, which will be here.
Yep. Here.
Just below, yeah.
This means we're a little high on the slope, yeah?
Very slightly so. That's
Okay.
not too bad. So now try to put the green onto that 3-degree line and we should maintain the slope.
Approaching minimums. Minimums. 1,000. 500. 200. 50. 40. 30.
Ah.
Okay, go around.
All right, going around.
Throttle. 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 High speed.
Caution. Wind shear.
High speed. High speed. High speed. High speed.
Okay, back to the 8 mile. So that model was just a generic. All right, configured there. Let's just give the wind
Landing
now.
gear.
30. So again, I'm going to release it. Just get it stable and retrim the aircraft.
Okay.
So there we go. So it's position hold. Just get yourself nicely trimmed. All right, and releasing here.
Okay.
So the wind now is 140 degrees, 30 knots. So you need to go fight for your center line now.
Yeah.
Remember, relax those hands, get it nicely trimmed. A little to the right. So try and get that center line quicker rather than later.
Okay. So I shouldn't be trying to line this up here.
You know, as soon as we get the feel inside that St. John, then we normally go visually because the localizer brings you in so skewed.
Yeah. Yeah, very different experience. I'm way too low, yeah?
Yeah, so this is 30 knots. Our cutoff is 55. Then we don't go there.
Wow.
Just try to get a little higher there on the approach.
Yeah.
Minimums. 500.
Terrain. Terrain.
Back a bit.
Terrain.
10.
Guess I lost that chance.
All right, so go around again.
Go around.
Throttle. Throttle. Throttle.
Reposition your 8 mile.
Throttle.
Boys work a bit, huh?
Yeah. All right, so what should I be doing there in the final there? Because I kind of...
So
It just starts to sink a little bit quickly
Yeah.
towards the end there.
And then I just entered a kind of float then when I pulled up. So I pulled up too much then, or?
I was out of thrust because we were going to hit
Throttle.
quite hard. So
Yeah.
Throttle. Throttle.
on this one now, try and keep your hand on the thrust lever. So although it's just
Throttle.
that's why we're talking. So just so you can get a feel, although we have auto thrust, we do have to at times override what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So peg the attitude. That's where we're going to try target first in the final segment. You
Yeah.
are going to be flat full again. Once you got the attitude, trim for the attitude. Use your thrust
Okay.
if needed. So if you see you sinking, just override it.
Right.
Override,
you needed
override.
to trim back a little bit more on this last one because you kept
Yeah, yeah.
sinking.
Okay.
Okay, ready.
Ready.
Position hold. Now, so just let me know when it's trimmed and you're ready. Okay, 3, 2, 1, you flying.
Okay. I'm actually climbing, aren't I? I don't want that.
So start that gentle crab now for yourself to the right to find that center line. Get that runway running between your primary flight display and the multifunction. There's that little gap
Yeah.
in those two. The center of the runway must run through that gap for you, and that's a rough guideline for your center line.
Okay.
Okay, so when you hear 30, you're going to close the thrust levers
Yep.
and get that 4 fingers to the end of the runway on your panel.
Yep.
So do you see the nose attitude, the black box? It's about 2 degrees, that first line.
Yeah.
Approaching.
Try and get the
minimum.
nose up to that 2 degree and trim it for there. So there you see the nose dropped on you.
Yeah, yeah.
There we go. Now don't get too high on the approach. That's a little bit too high on the nose. Small movements. And a little to the left.
500.
Terrain. 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 Terrain.
50. 40.
Close thrust.
30.
Nose up,
20.
4 fingers, hold. Nose up.
Yeah.
Hold. Not too much, not too much. Wait. Guys going around again?
All right. Go around.
Okay. Let's do this one in a 6 mile. There we go. Okay. Should we put Dean under pressure?
Yeah. Let's do it. So that was too much flare.
Yeah, so just when you set the nose, you just flare just a little too much there. Okay, 6 miles. I'll do the same when I unpause you. Okay, 140, 30 knots. You happy?
Yep.
Okay, releasing. You're flat. I'll be your flap operator for you.
Minimums.
So you can see when it gets stable how it's just under that 2 degree. And then it gives you that rate of descent of around 700 foot per minute.
Yeah.
500. 200.
Terrain.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Welcome to St. Helena.
Thank you.
Gents, anything else you want to play with, have a look at?
Oh, that's great for me. That was super fun.